action figure enthusiasts out there. JC here with another TNI News video. Now we've got a lot to cover today. Again, with San Diego Comic-Con, the news is coming left and right. It's only been 2 days since my last news video, but I do have a lot of things I want to share with you. Before I get into the news though, once again, I just want to remind you guys that we have 2 contests going on over at Marvelous News and Toy News International, where we're giving away $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. It's 2 different contests with 2 different prizes, so essentially you can enter for a chance to win both, and if you won both by some chance, then you could win up to $200 in store credits. It's really easy. You just sign up on our message boards, you participate in the communities there, talk about your favorite subjects like action figures and such, and you'll be entered to win. I'll have links to the contests for both of those in the video description below. Please do check that out. Also, once again, just want to ask you guys, if you have Twitter, if you use Twitter in any way, please be sure to follow the Toy News International Twitter account, the new one that we launched recently. I really am looking for you guys to try and help me out and support that. It's new, so it doesn't have a lot of followers. We had to relaunch it for technical issues. And again, just kind of as a personal favor, I would ask you. I think it'll be helpful to you. I mean, it'll allow you to follow headlines, all the latest toy news headlines and everything. But, you know, again, just as a personal favor, I would ask that you check it out, and I'll have a link to that in the video description below. You can also follow my own personal Twitter account and my own personal Instagram accounts, and I'll have links to those as well. Okay, so let's hop into the news, and first thing I want to share with you is some Funko Pop stuff, some more San Diego Comic-Con exclusive reveals, as well as a new previews exclusive that is up for pre-order now at places like Big Bad Toy Store, and that's based on, it's a Batman pop vinyl figure based on the Batman Dan miniseries. It is part of the 80th anniversary celebration for Batman that's going on this year. Looks pretty cool. I'm not super into pop vinyl figures, but if you're a Batman fan, this is one you might want to check out, and that is slated for release in August of this year. Funko also continues to crank out reveals for their San Diego Comic-Con exclusives for this year, and probably by the time you watch this video, there'll be even more reveals that have been made, which I'll have to get to in a future news video. But yesterday they revealed a bunch. They're doing at least 75 different exclusives for this year, and they've even launched they're going to be launching a second booth at the convention so that they can sell those. So yesterday they revealed a new one for Teen Wolf, and most of these are going to see a release at the at select retailers as well. So if you don't actually attend the convention, you'll still have an opportunity to pick up most of these. So we got a new one for Work Sucks. It's basically a guy with a bunch of stickies all over him, and that's also going to be available at Think Geek. We're going to get a new Teen Wolf pop vinyl figure, and that's going to be also available at Target stores. We're getting a Starship Troopers pop vinyl figure, and that's going to be also available at GameStop. Probably the coolest of these new reveals is this Jaws figure. They've done the shark before, but you know, it's a new one and it's got blood and everything. This one will also be made available at Entertainment Earth. We're getting a new Zoolander figure, which will be available at Target. For you Harry Potter fans, they've got a couple exclusives. They're doing one based on the Rita Skeeter, which will be available at Barnes & Noble. And then a Flocked figure, which will be available at Hot Topics, and then also doing one for Fantastic Beasts, and that figure will be available at Barnes & Noble as well. And then the final one they revealed yesterday is based on the Scott Pilgrim versus the World, kind of an oldie there, and that'll be available exclusively on the Funko Shop website as well as at the convention. Lego just today announced another one of their San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. So earlier in the week they announced their Captain Marvel Lego set, and now they've got one for Batman. Again, this celebrates Batman's 80th anniversary. You're going to be seeing that theme a lot at San Diego this year, and this one's actually, I think, is really cool. I'm not a huge Lego collector myself, but I might be tempted to try and get this one. And so it's called The Dark Knight of Gotham City. It is going to feature 427 pieces. It comes with a Batman minifigure and basically a Gotham City type display piece. And that one is going to cost $45. Now with these Lego sets, you actually have to sign up through the San Diego Comic-Con portal deal, which that will be opening up at the last week of June, and you have to try and essentially get it through that. And once you secure it through that, then you shouldn't have any problem getting it. But it's not like you can just walk up and buy the Lego exclusives. It's done basically through that portal system. And then for Mezco today, they announced their second San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I talked about the first one the last news video with their 112 Collective Gomez figure. So this is another 112 Collective figure. It's a DC comic book based one, and it's Jim Gordon. It's a comic book based Jim Gordon with a working bat signal that actually lights up. So we actually saw this figure on display. I believe it was at the New York Toy Fair, and the figure is going to cost $125. By the time you watch this video, the figure will have already been up on the Mezco website for pre-order. It launches, the pre-order for this one launches at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. But again, by the time you watch this, it'll already be live, and in fact probably be sold out, or where they've switched it to being able to be put on the wait list for the figure. And again, that figure set is going to cost $125. Storm Collectibles today released official details and images for another one of their 1/12 scale Mortal Kombat figures, this time with the Cyrax character. So we've seen this figure on display at some of the conventions over the past several months, but this one, now we're getting the official details. It's going to have multiple pairs of hands, 4 pairs of hands. It's going to have the green net and his bomb to replicate his powers, and the figure is going to be released in 2019. And it said this figure is going to have a new body with new types of joints, so it's not just a reuse of a previous sculpt or anything. And that figure should be going up for pre-order at places like Big Bad Toy Store. Might be up there by the time you watch this, but if not, within the next day or so. Okay, and then finally, I've got a couple bits of news on the Marvel front for you guys. First thing is something I talked about in my last news video, but I've got an update for you on that, and it's in regards to that Marvel Select Avengers Endgame Hulk figure. So first of all, I have officially confirmed that figure. It is legit. It is going to be coming out from Diamond Select Toys. Should in fact be going up for pre-order later this week, by Friday at the latest. And the figure is said to stand about 9 inches tall. It's a 7-inch scale figure, but the actual height of the figure will be about 9 inches. You're going to get multiple hands with the figure, and that gauntlet should be removable on it, which is nice. And then you get the typical Marvel Select type bookcase packaging with it and everything. And it's going to cost about $25. I don't have an exact release date on the figure, but should be out by the end of the year. And then again, that figure it should be up for pre-order at places like Big Bad Toy Store by the end of the week. And for those of you, I've seen some of you commenting online and stuff, I don't collect Marvel Select. To me, a figure like this, while technically it's a Marvel Select figure, I think works well with the Marvel Legend figures, because even though it's 9 inches tall, Hulk is a big dude, so a 9-inch figure is not going to look terribly out of place for a character like Hulk, with your 6-inch Marvel Legend figures. So especially since at least right now Hasbro hasn't given us Hulk in this version, I think this is one that even Marvel Legend collectors are going to want to check out. So far at least, this is still the only image that we have for the figure. Hopefully we'll be getting something better, or I'm sure this figure will be on display at San Diego Comic-Con, but definitely this is one I'm kind of excited for. Okay, next up, I've got a piece of news for you. I've got a couple pieces of news that are non-action figure related. So the first one is that it's been confirmed that Marvel Studios will be making a return to San Diego Comic-Con this year in the Hall H. That should be coming on the Saturday of the weekend of the convention. And it's unclear exactly at this point what they will be showing at Hall H. Maybe our first looks at the first few movies of Phase 4, or at least announcing what the Phase 4 movies officially are going to be. Maybe they're going to focus on their Disney Plus service, streaming service. I don't know, but they will be there. There have been some debate whether they'd be showing. They actually weren't there last year, if you recall. And then because this year the Disney D23 convention is going to be taking place as well, which Marvel Studios, of course, will be at that. There was, people wondered if they'd be at both conventions. So it looks like they will be. They've already started hanging banners around San Diego, showing off Avengers Endgames and promoting the convention. So they definitely are going to be there. I wouldn't expect a whole lot on Phase 4. I think they will hold most of that for the D23 convention, but again, we might get a couple sneak peeks, and then probably we'll focus a lot on the stuff that we'll be seeing on the Disney Plus streaming service, which launches in November. And then the other bit of news I wanted to share with you guys is Avengers Endgame is returning to movie theaters next weekend with new added footage. Yes, a 3-hour movie is about to get a little bit longer. Now, I wouldn't expect a whole lot with this added footage. It sounds like it's going to be stuff that you might see on the DVD release, deleted scenes. It's going to be added at the end of the movie as kind of like an after credit scene. So I wouldn't expect it to be anything that really adds to the overall story. But if you were thinking about going to see the movie again, and you might want to wait until next weekend and see it with whatever this new footage they're going to be including with it. And this is probably being done simply so that Avengers Endgame can claim the record for all-time box office high take. Right now, Avatar, James Cameron's Avatar, still holds that record. A lot of people thought Avengers Endgame was going to claim that record, but it kind of petered out at the end there. So I think they're re-releasing the movie to get people back in the theaters, simply to push it over that limit. I don't know I forget what the box office take number was off the top of my head, but I know it's getting pretty close. So again, once this comes back out and people will likely go see it again, that will probably push it over the top. Okay, and then the final bit of news I have for you guys today comes on the Marvel Legend front. So we finally gotten our first look at Hasbro's first Marvel Legends San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I do believe there will be others besides just this one, but right now this is the only one that we know of for sure. So it is a new Hulk figure. It is a comic book based Hulk figure. It is going to come on that Toy Biz vintage style packaging. It is part of the 80th anniversary subline. You can see the 80-year logo there on the packaging. And the Hulk figure, the body looks like it's just a reuse of the one that's going to be in the 2-pack with the first appearance Wolverine figure. They've repainted it, and you've got a different head sculpt. He's got that kind of bowl haircut, and he comes with a pipe, a bent up pipe. But the figure itself seems like it's the same figure. It does have the butterfly joints and everything, so little veins there that they sculpted on there like you see with the 2-pack version. Now, my biggest complaint, I think it's a cool looking figure, and if you like Hulk, if you're a fan of Hulk, I think you'll want to get this one, even if you end up getting the 2-pack. And if you do get both, even though this figure doesn't have multiple hands, you just get the open hand and the closed fist, you likely should be able to take the hands from that 2-pack and use it with this figure as well. But the one downside is it is a little pricey for one single pack figure. It's $35. I think 25 to 30 would be acceptable for a con exclusive, but 35 seems like it's pushing it a little bit. But nevertheless, if you're a Hulk fan, then I do think you're going to want to check this out. I like the packaging. I like the Toy Biz vintage style packaging and everything. If I get this one, unless I get it just to review, I probably would just keep it in the packaging and display it on my wall or something. Now, this figure, again, it's going to be a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. However, there will be a limited number made available on the Hasbro Pulse website sometime after the convention. I don't know exactly when they'll be selling those, but if you can't go to the convention, you will have an opportunity to buy it online. Okay, so that's it for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything I talked about today. Share them in the comments section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. And hit the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. Please do check out the links in the video description for the 2 contests that we have going on for the $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. Do check out the TNI Twitter and as well as my own personal Twitter and Instagram pages. Links to all those things are in the video description below. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.